Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to this grand occasion tonight as we will be honoring one of Stillwell's best, one of CCPS best, as she will be passing the baton today. Today is special in the event that we will be honoring the famous Dr. K. Pace, who will be, again, passing the torch on and retiring at the end of the school year. A lot of people ask me, what could you do, Dr. Robinson, to make sure that we keep Dr. Pace on board just for one more year? And I said, I've done all I can do. I've worked with Dr. Pace for the last 5 years. She is a phenomenal woman, and I twisted her arm. You know, she was threatened to leave 2 years ago. I twisted her arm, and we got her to come back for another 2 years. And so at this point, it's kind of sinking into me that, hey, we're going to lose a great one. So tonight, we will have several performances from many of our art areas at Stillwell School of the Arts, and we'll be featuring other special guests as well. But before we get started, I will be remiss if I did not recognize any member of our Board of Education who currently serve on the Board of Education for Clayton County Public Schools. Would you please stand to be recognized at this time? Thank you and welcome. Also at this time, I would like to recognize any elected officials that we have present amongst us today. Any mayors of one of our cities, any councilmen or city councilmen. At this time, I would like to recognize you all. And at this time, I would like to recognize any members of Dr. Beasley's cabinet, executive cabinet, extended cabinet, if you are present, any principal, any of one of our schools in Clayton County. If you will stand, we would like to recognize you at this time. All right now, all right. So like I say, we are in for a treat tonight. Tonight is special. It's just not your ordinary spring music course concert. We will be passing the baton, or should I say Dr. Pace will be passing the baton. So I'm not going to belabor the moment. I'm going to shut my mouth and bring to you and present to others the Honorable Dr. K. Pace. Let's give it up for her.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, the love in the room, the love in the room. I'm going to ask Miss Chorus to please come on out. And listen, the love in the room, and that's one thing about love, it goes with you wherever you go. Tonight we're so excited. I'm excited to be passing the baton. I've worked a long time, actually have taught over 40 years, can you believe it? Over 40 years of teaching. And I have students in all generations, and so we tonight are so excited. The mixed chorus will not be doing a full concert, but we'll be doing about 30 minutes of work, and then we're going to sit back and just enjoy what has been prepared. And what has been prepared tonight is a surprise. The whole school has surprised me. I've seen them buzzing around. I've seen the band. I've seen the orchestra. I've seen dance. And I'm so thrilled. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We will sing, as they are coming, numbers that we did at the D.M.A. State Convention. We opened with Undine Moore, Smith Moore's Lord, We Give Thanks to Thee. Undine Moore was a Fisk Jubilee singer, a professor at the University of Virginia, Virginia State University, and she wrote that piece in celebration of the 100th centennial anniversary of the Fisk Jubilee Singers. Lord, we give thanks to Thee for these thy servants. And then the second piece we do is called Jabberwocky. Now, Jabberwocky is one of those pieces, and this is especially important for my children. It's based on Alice in Wonderland, and it's a kind of a nonsense poem, but the Jabberwocky was a spooky, big, mystical creature with bulging eyes and eyes of flame. And there's a young man that says, I can slay this Jabberwocky, because the Jabberwocky had everybody scared. He was terrorizing the community, and everybody was stood off. And tonight, when we get to Jabberwocky, I'm going to introduce Genesis Harris, who, in fact, I think I'll have Genesis do it now. Genesis, come out, and I think, Marcus, you have his clapper. So, Genesis, where are you? Step out. Marcus, bring the clapper. And we want to let you know what's going to happen so you won't think it's a gunshot, okay? I just, so you're going to hear this. All right? So don't be alarmed when you hear that, because the young man and the Jabberwocky are going to be in battle, and you're going to hear that sound. And then after we sing that, we'll do Precious Lord. You all know Precious Lord, the Nathan Carter arrangement. We'll do The Greatest Love, present our senior stoles, Ezekiel Sow the Wheel, and that will be the end of our program. And I won't talk anymore, because I've been given strict instructions to knock off the talking, and I'm going to be obedient. Lord, we give thanks to thee for these thy servants.
The trumpets of the Jubilee. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet to sound. Hallelujah. The trumpets of the Jubilee. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet to sound. The trumpets of the Jubilee. The Jubilee, the Jubilee. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet to sound. Hallelujah. 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 Then shalt thou cause the trumpet to sound. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Then shall thou cause the trumpet to sound. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Then shall thou cause the trumpet to sound. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Sound the trumpets, hallelujah. Sound the trumpets, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Lord, we give thanks to thee, we give thanks to thee for these thy servants. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, jaws that bite, the jaws that catch, and shun the frumious bandersnatch, bandersnatch. My son. He took the foremost sword
Our soloist for Precious Lord is Calissa Hernandez. And on the piano, I forgot to acknowledge my very own that I raised up from Fine Arts Magnet, now a teacher, Mr. Vakori Brown on the piano.
Darkness appears and the night draws near and the day is past and gone. At the
one of our old ones, but we were asked to sing it, and we're just mixing up our soloists. And so our first soloist is Akira, Miles, I think Michael Cortland is helping her on that first verse. And then it's, who comes next? Zakiah Sims, and who comes next? Dion Griffin, and Cardell Smart. And then we have Alicia Taylor.
Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be.
Everybody searching for a hero.
People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me.
I decided long ago
Never to walk and live in my shadow.
if I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity.
Because the greatest is happening to me.
It's happening to me.
I found the greatest
Love of all inside of me.
the greatest love. Is easy to achieve.
It's easy to achieve.
Just learning to love yourself is the greatest
And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of, it leads you to a lonely place.
Find your strength
Then Micah, listen, I'm gonna let Micah step up there and just do a little bit of the all right, we're not gonna do the whole thing, but just sing, I believe the children are our future. Yeah, I believe.
I believe The children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be.
Now, these are our 4-year and 3-year, 2-year seniors. We have 2 seniors who I will recognize tonight. One is Genesis Harris, who has been absolutely phenomenal. First year in mixed chorus, 2 years in singing brothers. He really is a band major. And so with 1 year, you don't get a stole, but Genesis certainly deserves one for his faithfulness. I want you to give him a big hand. Genesis, please step out. And the other student is Michaela Grant. Michaela Grant, please step out. She is 1 year with us this year. And they have just been wonderful. And so even though they're not getting a stole tonight, but they have been all of that this year. We're going to move quickly through this. These are our seniors, 3 or 4 years with us. Rehanan Abrahamian, please step forward. Paris Andrews, Haley Callwood, Micah Cortland, Jada Coverson, Miracle Dowdy, Caitlin Gilbert, Dion Griffin, Calissa Hernandez, Zoe Hilton, Matthew Hollis, Barnabas Jackson, Reginald McCollum, Akira Miles, Elizabeth Nichols, that's Libby Nichols, Camille Posey, Brianna Puckett, Zakiah Sims, Cardell Smart, Kennedy Smith, Erica Denise Tate, Alicia Taylor, Brielle Terrell, Naya Thomas, Anton Wells, Mackenzie Williams. They are why we are here tonight, because they've been with us, sticking and staying. And we're going to put, this is, please bear with us a moment. This is the most important time for our senior square. As they said, Dr. Pacer, you're going to put our hoods, but I'm going to put them in your hands and you put it around. Thank you so much. And to Genesis and Michaela, I'm getting something for you. They were 1 year, but they've been fabulous. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air, and that will be our portion.
Easy goes on wheel way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes on wheel way in the middle of the air. Easy goes on wheel way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes on wheel way in the middle of the air. Easy goes on wheel way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes on wheel way in the middle of the air. The big will run by faith, will run by the grace of God, a wheel and a wheel. Way in the middle of the air. Better run, my brother, how you up on the wall. Way in the middle of the air. Or your foot might slip and your soul get lost. Way in the middle of the air. Oh, sing the words. Way in the middle of the air. If you don't mind, you slip it on you. Way in the middle of the air. Easy goes on wheel. Way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes on wheel. Easy goes on wheel in the air. The big will run by faith, and the little will run by the grace of God. A wheel and a wheel, way in the middle of the air. Some go to church for the sing and some go to church for the sing and shout. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Before 6 months, days all turned out. Way in the middle of the air. Goes on the wheel, way Just walk with me. Oh, Lord, just walk with me. Oh, my good Lord, walk, yes, walk with me.
Walk with me. Now we will have a presentation from past president of Delta Sigma Theta, Gwendolyn Boyd, who was also a former student of Dr. Pace. Praise the Lord, everybody. Yeah, this is the day the Lord has made, and we've come to rejoice and celebrate the great things that God has done. I am a preacher, she didn't tell you that. But whether I'm not, we're grateful to God for a beautiful day to be here, to our superintendent, Dr. Beasley, to the Board of Education, the commissioners, the community leaders, elected officials, to our mayor who is here, to the principal of this wonderful school, Dr. Jackson, and the administrators, faculty, and the parents of the students who will come into this great edifice. And to all of you, to my sorors in Delta Sigma Theta and others in the Greek family, I see you with your hats on and your colors on. Amen. And to all the families and friends of those who call this community home and who are here to celebrate this wonderful lady. I'm grateful and honored to God, and greetings of the season to all of you. I'm grateful to be here for this momentous occasion to honor an awesome, creative, talented, extraordinary, magnificent, gracious, giving, blessed, born again, believer, faithful servant, serious scholar, mighty woman of God, Dr. K.R. To do great things like this, but it is a special honor because she has known me literally all of my life. Growing up in Montgomery, Alabama, she watched me grow up, and I see some people here from Alabama State, alumni, for those who are here. She was my professor at Alabama State, watched me go off to Yale to become an engineer, and always supported me for the 30-some-odd years I worked at Johns Hopkins University. And when I came back to Alabama State to serve as its first female president, hers was one of the first emails and messages that said to me, "You're going to do a great job." So when I say she has known me all my life, and in every facet of my life she has. And that has been reciprocal because I've had the opportunity to share with her all of my life. So what an honor and privilege it is for me to be able to share just a few words of congratulation and admiration and gratitude to her and to share with all of you as one of her former students, and some others are here also today. But this is a wonderful day, a great and divine and glorious occasion to name this school after Kay Pace. And when you give it her name, you give it her stamp, you give it her character, you give it her love, you give it her brand, and you give it her anointing.
All right, all right.
We know that every student who walks into these doors will be the beneficiary of coming to the Dr. K.R. Pace School, Elementary School. And we know that educators and students will continue in perpetuity to continue to share her legacy, her greatness, her love for learning, and her love for her students. They will honor her dedication and passion for music and for the arts. They will come in these walls and promote always her spirit of excellence. They will broaden their horizons, and they will hone their skills and be a blessing to the world for generations yet unborn. And so I'm thankful and grateful that Dr. Kay Pace was a part of my life and my development. She is the quintessential educator. She is the educator's educator, one who never stops teaching and who always seizes the opportunity to help students in formal or informal settings to reach their full potential. She is one always to say to you, dream big. And if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Dream bigger. She's always encouraged me and many others to never stop learning, to never stop growing, and to pursue your destiny. And always in sharing with us that preparation, appropriate good preparation, allows you to perform with pride. And so I'm just one of the thousands of students whose lives have been impacted by this great woman. One of thousands who she has touched in a positive and powerful way. And many, if I pass the mic today, could share their testimony of what she has done in your life and how she has touched you in a great way. But she was my professor also at Alabama State, but she taught me more than music theory and how to play the piano. She taught me, and so many others, discipline. And I'll share just one quick story. In her classroom, oh yeah, you know. And when I would come for my piano lessons, you know, there's this white wall. There was this white wall in her office, and there was a tiny, tiny scratch on the wall. And in teaching us how to focus, she said, I need you to find the scratch on the wall. Now you're looking at white everywhere, the white wall. But the point for us was that if you're going to be a good musician, then it means that you need to focus on what you're performing, so much so that everybody understands and gets the message. And so she taught me life lessons of dignity, respect, integrity, and having balance in your life. And most of all, she taught all of us how to use our gifts and talents to the glory of God. And she pushed me, I know she did, and I know she pushed many of you to be all that you could be. So from the redundant scales and runs that you had to do at every session, to Bach and Beethoven and Chopin and Debussy and all the recitals that we had to do, to the enigmatic and iconic gospel music chords that only K-Pace could play. We are here today to celebrate all of that and even more. So today, I've just come to add my voice to the chorus
K. Pace is so honored to be here tonight, and we would like to honor Dr. Pace with a K. Pace School of the Arts shirt for all she has contributed to the arts.
Get that microphone back. She's so cute. And the director, please forgive me. Oh, you were wonderful. Thank you, children. Mwah. I love you all. Oh, I'm full.
Face on in the camera. This boy Ricky Smiley. Hey, Dr. K. Pace. Hey, congratulations on everything. I'm one of your biggest fans, or whatever. Just watching you, I just remember how inspired I was when I was down at the Alabama State University, and watching you direct the choir, and that was you one of the reasons why I went to Alabama State, because one of my mentors, Jerome Myrie. You taught him, and he used to always talk about this lady named Dr. K. Pace, and I remember being in college, and the first time I saw you, I was like, man, that's Dr. K. Pace. So I hate that I couldn't be there, or whatever. They got me running, and I'm just ripping and running, and on these different tours and stuff. I have to get somewhere and sit down and get organized or whatever. So I got to head up to Cincinnati and then Dallas, but I absolutely love you. Thank you for what you have done for all the musicians from all over the country that come to Alabama State University, and even musicians that can't play that good or whatever, but just always wanted to be like y'all, and most of the musicians or whatever. But thank you, and I hope you have a happy retirement, and you have fans, and I've been a fan, and that name just always, Dr. K. Pace. But maybe when I retire, maybe you can sit me down and give me a real piano lesson where I won't be playing like this. See, I can play a little bit, but not like you. Hey, love you from your boy, Ricky Smiley and the Ricky Smiley Morning Show and everybody at Radio 1 and TV 1. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day. Love y'all. Mwah.
My name is Darlene Guida. I'm a former fine arts lead teacher here in Clayton County and former state chair for music in schools, retired from Clayton County after 34 years of teaching. And what a great privilege it is for me to speak about my dear friend, former colleague, and sister in Christ, Dr. Kay Pace. We have all experienced the outcome of the students' performances directed by Dr. Pace through the years and as well as this evening. And we can understand that the music she teaches is science, it's mathematical, it is a foreign language, it's history, it's physical education. It develops insight and demands research, and music is all of these things, but most of all, music is art. And that's why we teach music, not because we expect students to major in music, even though they may, and not because we expect them to play or sing all their lives, even though they may, but so they will be human, so they will recognize beauty, so they will be closer to an infinite beyond this world. And so they will have something to cling to. So they will have more love, more compassion, more gentleness, more good, and in short, more life, as Dr. Pace has so graciously modeled. As you've experienced the performances this evening, it's clear that Dr. Pace has taught her students music comes from the inside. They're sharing the deepest parts of who they are through song. And when they sing, you feel it because they feel it. And Dr. Pace has given her students so much more than a love for music. She has shared her love for her maker, for her students, and for each of you by pouring herself out in every note and teaching her students to taste every word they express from their hearts in song. You see, her walk is caught, not taught. When you listen and you get choked up or moved to tears, it's because of the love you feel that has touched that innermost part of you. That happens only under the direction of one like Dr. Pace, who knows the love of God, how to share and how to educate and guide her students through love. Again, her walk is caught, not taught. It's a great honor, Dr. Pace, to call you friend, my prayer partner, whom I love dearly. You see, we've been there for each other through some tough times in our life and have prayed each other up. And my prayer is that we will continue to be such sisters, that as you move forward with this new chapter in life, that you will be richly blessed and highly favored in everything you do, and that everyone who comes along your path will see the light that radiates from you and feel the love that overflows and cause them to wonder what that is. What is that? I know, my friend, you have the answer for them. For that's our purpose, you see, to share the hope that we have come to know from our Heavenly Father You see, your walk is caught, not taught. As we run with the perseverance, the race marked out for us. Enjoy your well-deserved retirement, my sister. I love you.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Cash, former director in Clayton County Public Schools at Mount Zion High School, now formerly at Maynard Jackson High School and Atlanta Public Schools. Dr. K. Pace. Sometimes it's difficult to find the right words to say to someone who means so much to you. Dr. K. Pace, thank you so much for all you have done. I only hope that I can return the favor sometime in the future. Thank you for being a mentor, a friend, a colleague, a mother figure to me when guiding me through my path along the way. Thank you for opening my eyes to new stages of opportunities and strengths. I will forever be grateful for your guidance and useful advice when I first started teaching in core music here in Clayton back in 2011. Your advice and wisdom has gotten me through many good times and not so good times. You have been an exemplary and visionary mentor and a great leader who has dedicated her life to service of all humanity. Not only have you been a fantastic mentor to me, but you have taught me how to mentor others and inspire others through their full potential. Not only are you fantastic at your job, but you have also proven yourself to be a loving, caring, kind person in the job and in the world. Thank you for being there for me and teaching me to not always sweat the small things, but look at the bigger picture at the hand. I appreciate you and treasure you everything you have taught me. I will always be thankful. As I close, I have written a small poem using your names to describing your ABCs of life as you continue to let your life do the singing. K, you keep on keeping on. A, you accept the challenges. Y, you yearn for understanding. R, you run the race with patience. P, persistence. A, you always willing to help others in the time of need. C, you convert your thoughts into hopes and dreams. And E, expected some obstacles along the way, but you've always kept God on your side. Thank you so much, Dr. Pace. You hold a special place in my heart. Thank you for over 40 years of unwavering service to the education community and the music community at whole. You inspire, you are a mentor, you are a counselor, and you've always been a nurturing spirit to many people. Know that I will always love you, and I will call you up. I'm always a call away if you ever need me. Thank you again, and we hope you enjoy your retirement. I love you.
All right, good evening, everyone. We're doing a transition really quick with the back row, so you're gonna see some movement with the kids, so I'm gonna talk a little bit. So, band, we can start tearing down the back row, prepare for our next group. I really wasn't gonna say anything, but I guess God put this time here for me to say it, so we could take this back row out. I've known Dr. Pace since I was a neophyte in teaching. It had to be about 2005. And I didn't really know much about her, but she had an awesome discernment. And eventually we ended up working together at the Fine Arts Magnet. I was teaching at Morrow Middle full time during that time. And I was teaching in the afternoon. And there was this dream that we all had with the school. And Dr. Pace, I'm so happy you were here and you will be here to see it, to see your school grow, to see this school grow. And Dr. Pace really did a lot for me. And I don't know if you believe in prayer, but I would go to her room. And I've never really told anybody about this. And every time I would go, she was either on the phone with her sister praying, or she was getting ready to pray. And of course, I had to go and get mine in. All right, so Dr. Pace, I want to say thank you. I'm not going to hold long. I probably wasn't even on this program, but we're tearing the stage down. But thank you so much for your knowledge and your passion and your love for our program. And we love you. And we are going to see you.
Good evening. My name is Cardell Smart II, and I am the President Student Conductor of the Martha Ellen Stillwell School of the Arts Advanced Mixed Chorus. And I'm here to talk to you about a woman who is known as phenomenal, loving, beautiful, kind-hearted, angelic, and a living legend. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the kindness of teaching is on her tongue. Throughout her years of teaching, Dr. K. Pace has touched the lives of thousands of students across the United States. Now, of course, her ability to make music that touches the hearts of every audience that listens is impeccable. However, the love that she has for all of her students remains unparalleled. Some students at Stillwell say that she is known for lighting up the halls with her radiant smile, and others say that she is known for being able to check a child at a moment's notice. But amongst the advanced mixed chorus and the student body, one thing is clear, and it is that we all love Dr. Pace. And just in case you ever ask her to do something, she will do anything in her power to get it done, and that just shows how much that she cares for students. In fact, when Dr. Pace teaches, she doesn't teach music. She teaches the concept of life and teaches life through music. She makes sure that she teaches the whole child and invests in their future instead of just focusing on a perfect performance. But she does want that music right. The vocal majors that have been under the direction of Dr. K. Pace will tell you that she has helped me find a light in a place where there is nothing but darkness, or that she has helped me love who I am as a human being and as a singer, and that she has taught me that fear is just a word and it does not define you. Others who have been able to experience Dr. Pace will tell you that she has taught me how to be a better person by telling me that greatness is a mindset. The inspirational words of Dr. Pace will always resonate in our hearts and ring in our minds. And on behalf of the Martha Ellen Stillwell Advanced Mixed Chorus, Dr. Pace, thank you for your years of dedication to musical excellence here at Stillwell. As we go out into the world, we will never forget who inspired us to use our ready knowledge, walk into all things with a greatness mindset, and prevail. Dr. Pace, we love you.
Hi, I'm Derwin Davis, teacher at Fayette County High School. I pretty much began my career here in Clayton County under the leadership of Dr. Kay Pace as my lead teacher. I have to call her Mama Pace because that's what she's been. I never forget the moment. I was my first year teaching at Mount Zion High School, and Miss Sarah Stevens, the assistant principal, reached out and told me and said, the fine arts lead teacher, she teaches on campus. And I was like, where? She was like, in a trailer. Well, learning college. So I decided I'm going to go one afternoon after school because the magnet extended period. And I never forget the moment I walked out in the middle of Dr. Pace running her class. And I was totally mesmerized. I was mesmerized because it was the first time that I saw intellect meet anointing. And I sat there with literally tears in my eyes, and I said, there's no possible way. Dr. Guida said it best, greatness is often caught, not taught. And after that rehearsal, I asked Mama Pace, I said, Mama, if you don't mind, will you just rehearse in my room? I don't want you rehearsing in a trailer. You sound too good and the kids sound too good. But I did that to kind of catch and just to kind of glean lessons. And it began something. And I never forget the day that they told me at Clayton County that I needed to leave Mount Zion because of some allocations. And I got sent to a middle school, and I didn't like middle school. I thought middle school, I love kids, but middle school, they a little touched. I never forget, I had the moment, I had that day where I just decided I'm gonna quit. I've been in ministry, making my average salary that I make as a teacher, and I had a moment. I called my wife and said, I'm done. I'm not teaching no more. I do ministry and I take care of business. I never not taking care of you. So I quit. And they told me, my principal said, you gotta make it to the end of the year. And I said, who said? So you gotta make it to the end of the year, they're gonna take your contract. And I never forget, I called Mama Pace and she told me, she said, Derwin, I know it's rough. They got a position over at Dutchtown, why don't you apply for it? I said, Mom, I told you I'm quitting teaching. These children crazy, I'm done. She said, how you know God didn't prepare you for it? And I never forget, I walked into that and I had a one-question interview from Mr. Stevens. And I got the job, and the times of us using Allstate together, sending both of our kids and pooling resources and getting one bus and putting kids together and making an Allstate and sight reading course and traveling together, doing all of these different things. It was so many lessons that I learned. She never let a child go hungry no matter what money they had or not. I can't tell you how many times she's prayed for folks and provided for folks and done things behind the scenes that many people would never even know that she was doing. But I've said this a lot, that it's kind of hard for me to say words, and I'm a preacher. It's hard for a preacher not to have something to say. But how do you describe someone who doesn't teach music, but they teach the heart? There's a book I love to read that says, when your heart is overwhelmed, that leads you to a rock. And Mama Pace has been that. Many times when you're leading and you're teaching and you're doing well, while you're winning, you're weeping. While you're cheering and you're getting champions, you're crying. And there was at a time in my life where all hell had broken loose, and if you look on the outside, you would think everything was together, but Mama saw me and she knew I wasn't all right. And she said, call me. And we will often have this thing that we talk on your way to Mobile. And she said, Derwin, I saw you. The kids are doing well, but you're not all right. And I wasn't. And she prayed me through one of the darkest moments of my life when I wanted to quit. And I never forgot the moment that my sister Jenny was going to transition. I thought maybe I get a chance to go back and be with Mama again and help her with the choirs, and things didn't work out. And I said, God, what is this? And the Lord told me, she said, I gave you Mama not for you to be a teacher. I gave her so things could still be well with you. And so the one lesson you taught me, Mama, is life is about crossing streets. When we met, we was on the other side of the street at Mount Zion, the city of David, where all the musicians gather. Gifted people who have an anointing on their life that comes regardless of the brokenness of their own family. They know how to fight, they know how to play, they know how to lead, but everybody has to start at that Mount Zion place, whether it's in the trailer, whether it's in the field, or whether it's in the palace. But to get to your promised land, you have to cross streets. You have to cross lanes, whether it's 2 lanes, 4 lanes, and sometimes things happen in the middle of the street. But when things happen in the middle of my street, I had a Dr. Pace that taught me how to get to the other side where things are still well. And it's been many kids, whether they have doctorate degrees now all across America, she's been the one that has taught them how to pace themselves to get to the other side, to get to things where things are still well. And I can stand here this afternoon thanking you for all the times you've helped me publicly and helped me privately, where I can stand here to say, thank you, Mama, for helping me still be well. I love you, and I'm excited for what God has for you. And Mama would be proud from glory. I love you dearly.
Good evening. I'm Frida Gibbons, and I stand before you and Dr. Pace, wherever she is, for 2 reasons. Number one, I bring greetings to you all from the principals of Clayton County. I stand as a principal of Clayton County. But I also stand before you as a former student of Dr. Pace from Alabama State, the Alabama State University. I have here with me tonight, and I'm going to ask them to join me on stage. During my time at Alabama State University, we were the university choir under her direction, and we have members who have traveled here tonight to celebrate her. Alicia Butler is here. She's here in Atlanta with me. Rick Rochelle traveled from Chicago. He's making his way up the steps. He flew from Chicago just to be here tonight. We have Professor Clifford Petty, who came from Montgomery, Alabama. We have Professor Henry Terry, who traveled from Montgomery, Alabama. And they all, if there are any other members who sang in the university choir under Dr. Pace, if you would please join me on stage right now. If you are from Alabama State, the Dr. William Powell, who also studied piano under Dr. Pace. Those of you all who are in high school, many of you don't realize before Dr. Pace served you as your high school teacher, and I want to say professor because that's what she is to us. She's a professor. She's not just a teacher. She taught us in high school. I encountered Dr. Pace as a 17-year-old freshman. I really had never met anyone like her. I was like, what in the world have I got myself into? The intensity and the expectation for excellence was something I had not encountered in the arts or in the classroom. I was trained as a musician when I came to Alabama State, but she just took me to such a level that I had not experienced prior. I want to tell you a little bit about the history of the university choir under her direction. During the period when we were in the university choir under her direction, it was about a 3-year period that I was in the choir under her direction, we traveled throughout the country. We lived on their tour bus. We dazzled crowds in New York, Maryland, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Ohio, Illinois, throughout the country. Everywhere we went, the people just wept. When we sang, they would just start crying in the audience. And I was like, you know, I didn't really get it until I became an adult and really an older adult and understand why certain things would touch the audience the way they did. Many of our members, some of us on this stage are music majors, and we've taught choral music, piano music, other forms of the arts as well. We have a person here who teaches dance, other forms. But we have so many people who were in that choir who went on to be doctors, lawyers. They work in high positions in the government because, like I heard someone else say, it wasn't just about the music. And I want you high school students to remember this. It was about the discipline that was instilled in us that made us want to be excellent. So even when we come back as a reunion choir, I'm always amazed at how far we've gone from where we used to be. Most of us, when we were in college, we were on the need more plan. We needed more of everything. She took care of us. There were many times, and you all who are in high school, you're probably not going to believe this because you know you have time restrictions. We had no restrictions. We would leave out of the music building at 2 o'clock in the morning. Many times we missed the dining hall. She would have to buy us food because we missed everything that was open, but she took care of us, and she wanted us to keep our eyes on the prize, and the prize was excellence. We learned teamwork. We learned how to work together. We learned how to stay and support each other as sisters and brothers. She didn't allow us to be jealous of each other. If this person got the solo and this one didn't, well, you guess what? It might be your turn next time. You work harder and maybe you'll be the person next time. One of the highlights for us was being able to be conducted by the world-renowned William Dawson. He signed one of his scores for me. I still have that score to this day. He's gone on, but I still have that score, and she provided that experience for us. In 2013, we decided to come back together, those of us who had been under her direction, and form what was called the Alabama State University Choir Alumni Group. So we have an alumni choir that we come back together every few years. Also in 2013, we named a scholarship in her honor. There is a scholarship on the campus of Alabama State University called the K. Pace Scholarship for Musical Excellence, and we instituted that scholarship in 2013. We have been able to award scholarships to 3 students up until this point, and we have future plans for continuing that scholarship. We have also donated money to the Department of Music in the name of Dr. K. Pace. And so we want that to continue. As I think about my journey in life, I was sitting there in the audience amazed because one of the young ladies that just sang here tonight, Serenity Lemons, was my student at East Clayton Elementary, where I'm the principal, and lo and behold, now she's had an opportunity to study with the person who trained me, and I'm just so grateful for that. I tell you, Dr. Pace is a teacher's teacher. If you are a teacher, she is one that you want to study to see what she has going on, because I don't care what group she has. She can have the chicken corral. They are going to cluck in harmony, I promise you. It doesn't matter what group she has, they're going to be excellent. So Dr. Pace, we want to say to you, as your former students and your first children, we were your children. You've been around 40-some years, it's hard to believe that, but we were your children back then, and we thank God for you. We thank God for everything that you've done for us, and we sincerely love you.
Dr. Pace, what an honor it is to play for you tonight, to celebrate such a great moment in your life. As I was looking at the rep to prepare for this evening, it's very difficult to find just the right piece. And so I was looking and I found this as me. For those of you that don't know the lyrics, I just want to read just a couple of the lines to help connect to our wonderful Dr. Pace. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, because we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all of my scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm going to send a flood, going to drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, because here I come. I'm marching to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. And I know that I deserve your love, because there's nothing I'm not worthy of. While the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm going to send a flood, going to drown them out. This is brave, this is proof, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. For you, Dr. Pace.
Okay, my name is William Powell, and I teach at Auburn University in Auburn, Alabama, and I was privileged to study under Dr. Kay Pace before she was Dr. Pace. I'm dating myself. This was when we called her Miss Pace. And so, but we were there during that time that she was pursuing her degree, and we saw her working hard, and we admired you so much. But I just have a few things to say, and I won't prolong the time, but you know, how do you condense this into just a few minutes, but I'll do my best. We were asked to describe the sort of educator that Dr. Pace is, and I just came up with some descriptors. She's passionate, and I'm going to be repeating what a number of us have already said. She's committed. We saw her with that commitment, working on that degree, getting that doctoral degree, traveling back and forth from Montgomery to Baltimore to go to Peabody. She's a bold person, she's inspiring, and she's super competent and unapologetic. One of the ways that Dr. Pace inspired and impacted my life, and by the way, I'm here on behalf of my wife, Rosephanie Powell, who was not able to be here with us tonight, and she and I both met at Alabama State, and where we both studied under Dr. Pace. And so she has impacted us in such a wonderful way. Dr. Pace embodies what we all wanted to be. I think, quite honestly, and Michael, you can agree with me on this, we all wanted to be you, Dr. Pace. She was just excellent. She was a person of high standards, and was always willing to lend a hand, as so many of us have said. But one of the things that really impacted me personally, and I'm having a hard time saying this without a floodgate of tears coming out, but she was the first teacher that I ever had who actually celebrated me. She was the first teacher that I ever had who believed in me. I didn't exactly know who I was, and you were that guiding light for me, and I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate that. She was the person who, when I was getting ready to graduate, she said, and I was, like I said, I was studying piano. I thought I was going to go off and, be a concert pianist or something. And she came to me, she said, have you ever thought about going into choral conducting? And I thought, well, you know what? That's a good idea. And that's exactly what I did. And I stand here today as director of choral activities at Auburn University. So thanks. But anyway, another thing that I don't know that I ever repeated after, we had a phone conversation is after I got my master's, Dr. Pace was the person who actually got me my first job. I don't know if you remember that, but I was scrambling, trying to find a job, and that was before, we could send emails and get responses. We had to wait for, snail mail. And so she got on the phone, made a few calls, and next thing I know, I got a call, and they said, hey, can you come to work like tomorrow? And I'm like, yes, I don't have anywhere to live, so yeah, I'll be there. And so I went to Selma, and I owe that all to you, Dr. Pace. Another thing, how students can continue to honor her legacy, and we all know that Dr. Pace is a person of excellence, a person of high standards, and one of the things that I would say is by all means work hard, always strive for excellence and celebrate others. But before I leave the microphone, I do have a few quotable quotes, and these are some of my favorite quotes of Dr. K.R. Pace. And any of those of you who are or were students of hers, some of these you may recognize. And the first one that I want to share is, we would hear this all the time. She would say, there's a standard, and then there's a standard. Anybody heard that one? Yeah, and so she was trying to get us to aim for the top. Don't settle for the bottom. And another quote, always be prepared, because you don't know when it's going to be your time. And I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but as she told us stories about how people would not be ready and be caught, missing their opportunity. But she said you must always be ready, because you don't know when your time is going to come up and when your opportunity comes. And if you're prepared and you're excellent, it'll be yours. And another one that I always enjoyed is whenever Dr. Pace would sit at the piano and play, whether she was leading and by the way, I was at Alabama State when, like I said, when she was working on her doctoral degree, but as well, she was the last choir director that I had. In the 4 years that I was at Alabama State, we had 5 different choir directors, and so Dr. Pace was number 5 for me. That was my senior year, and or last couple of semesters actually, and so. But so she would be playing through rehearsal, and one of my favorite quotes from her is, oh, I need to practice. Can someone get me a new pair of hands? And I'm like, I'll take yours. Just, yes, I'll get you some new ones. I will take yours. Thank you very much. But the last quote that I have to share with you, and this was one that would send chills down my spine. It would be like a sharp as a double-edged sword, dividing joint and marrow. And there were 3 words that she would say. And any of you who were piano students can relate to this. Those 3 words were, did you practice? And she required us to practice for 4 hours. And so I would come in, I said, well, I did 3.5, and I was reduced down to what was the fragments of dust on a copper penny. So, but thank you, Dr. Pace, for inspiring us and making us into who we are today. And let us all give a hand to Dr. K.R. Pace.
Good evening. Buenas noches. The first time I met Dr. Pace was as a parent 6 years ago when I attended an open house for the Magnus High School of the Arts with my son Javier. I was amazed by her spirit, her energy. Moreover, immediately picked up the markings of a wise teacher, shaping her students to become confident, passionate, creative, and motivated people. I never thought that 2 years later, I was going to be part of her mission at Stillwell. I have been blessed to join her both as an esteemed colleague and a collaborator in many music projects. She has been my mentor, my best friend. She enjoyed and supported Stillwell con sabor. She was fascinated with the idea in showing our Stillwell community how academics and fine arts can truly work together. And she continues to be a light to our school and our community in this regard. Tonight, World Languages joins the special tribute to Dr. Pace. I will be performing a song we collaborated on a fundraiser, Puerto Rico Rise Up, here at the PAC last October. By the way, on a special note, Dr. Pace did such a beautiful job on the piano that the guest studio pianist from Puerto Rico complimented her amazing interpretation. We put together a PowerPoint presentation with the lyrics of the song in English. With Roro's assistance, we recorded Dr. Pace in the piano to try to keep it auténtico. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in the song Volverá, which in English is Will Come Back, and also please welcome our beautiful Stillwell dancers, Señorita Nia Parks and Shayla Whitfield. I hope you enjoy the song. Como la golondrina emigrará, dormirá en otro lecho y volará, vivirá desde las aguas, pero si hubo un nido tierno, volará presurosa al pasar el invierno. Si hay algo que quieres para ti, libertad. Si hay amor y si es tuyo de verdad, él volverá. Si hay algo que quieres para ti, ponlo en libertad. Si hay amor y si es tuyo de verdad, él volverá. Velero contra el viento y contra el mar, van luchando por su amor al navegar. Hay una ave clara que los tienta, mas regresa a su puerto al pasar la tormenta. Si hay algo que quieres para ti, si hay amor y si es tuyo de verdad, él volverá. Si hay algo que quieres para ti, ponlo en libertad. Si hay amor y si es tuyo de verdad, él volverá. Canción olvidada volverá, la que apenas podemos recordar. Deja abierta tu puerta que yo tan querido, si no vuelven es tuyo ni jamás lo ha sido. Si hay algo que quieres para ti, ponlo en libertad. Si hay amor y si es tuyo de verdad, él volverá. Si hay algo que quieres para ti, ponlo en libertad. Si hay amor y si es tuyo de verdad, él volverá. Thank you. Love you, doctora.
Congratulations, big sister.
Congratulations, Kay, my sister in love. We love you.
Oh, we love you.
Congratulations on your retirement. Well-deserved retirement.
Happy retirement.
All right. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Auntie Kay, yay! Congratulations, I love you. Mwah.
and give you white milk. But if you think that's something, God's chemical laboratory of redemption took my black soul and dipped it in red blood. And I came out white as snow. Oh! The angel, yes, sir. Come on, Zion. The angels in heaven done
Hey, I need somebody to open the piece. So I'm gonna just give you a disclaimer. I'm not a speaker, but I was forced to speak. WC's Sunken Cathedral is inspired by a legend of a submerged cathedral offshore of a mystical island that rises from the ocean. I chose to perform this piece because Dr. Pace and I worked on a WC Prelude as my audition piece into college, so I thought it was right to do another WC Prelude. But before I play, I want to share my interpretation. The opening of the piece gently brings in the cathedral out of water with a melody that resembles waves, depicting the cathedral emerging from the fall, symbolizing Dr. Pace's journey and long musical career. Then the cathedral emerges and a grand organ is heard with a powerful fortissimo, which represents the grand woman she is and the profound and tireless work she has done. The cathedral then sinks back down into the ocean and the organ is heard once more, but this time from underwater. Finally, is out of sight, and only the bells are heard at a distance, which represents the many lives she has impacted and those of you that will continue to honor her legacy long after she has retired. Sunken Cathedral.
This is so amazing and it's so wonderful. And I'm so blessed and I'm so touched. You know, love is a wonderful thing. It transcends time and it just never ends. And you can walk in many different dimensions. I have a church family here, St. Paul, Missionary Baptist Church, Clayton, they just came because they love me. My students from so many different levels, my parents, our friends from just everywhere. Mr. White, I've known him since I've been in Clayton County, during Guida. Every one of you, these wonderful students, this has blessed me. The band, the orchestra, the dancers, the theater, everyone has blessed me. Piano, you've just blessed. Singing brothers, Dr. Cheek and Mr. Vicori Brown, you've blessed me. And so it's now my time to pass the baton, because after 40 years of work and teaching and trying to do my best, and I'll be honest with you, for the Lord, I come every day, and I know we're not supposed to say it in the public school, but that's the product, that's just me. I do mine for the Lord, and when you do it that way, it's funny, he'll give you what you're supposed to get even when you're not looking for it. And so I thank him eternally. We're passing this baton to great, great musicians, teachers, to Dr. Jimmy Cheek, who worked untiringly to put this program together. I've never seen anybody work so hard for somebody else in my life. And I'm happy, thrilled, and proud to be able to pass the baton for our choral department, choral leadership, to Dr. Cheek. I'm passing it also to Dr. Cheek and to Mr. Vicori Brown, who is my student, piano student, choral student, and just someone that I love. We are passing this baton to him, Dr. Cheek, and to Vicori, with every bit of love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so Dr. Cheek and Mr. Brown,
Education is vital. This you must know.
It's a way to prosper long as you go.
Education is vital. This you must know. Oh, take care of your education. Go with it, go with it.
Dr. Pace, I'm extremely humbled by your passing the baton to me. I was telling Dr. Robinson earlier today that I considered myself a master teacher before I came to Stillwell. And once I arrived here and had the opportunity to work daily with Dr. Pace over the past 2 years, I realized that I, as a master teacher, was learning from the master. And she's the real master's teacher. She's the teacher's teacher. And I just consider it a blessing to have been able to take what she has taught and what I've observed through her instruction and to incorporate it into what I already knew. And I'm forever grateful to you for just guiding me and listening to me and pulling me to the side and just being that mentor that I need. And so I love you, I thank you, and as we move into another year, I ask for your prayers because this particular choral program is pretty much the flagship of Clayton County Schools. So we want to maintain that, and I can hear Dr. Pace whenever I'm standing in front of those students, and I can just hear her voice saying, telling me, okay, Jimmy, it's got to be great. And so with that, we will walk in faithfulness and we'll walk with prayer. And with that, we will continue to build upon which Dr. Pace has already established. How do you build on top of a skyscraper? You can only go out. So that's what we'll do. We'll go out and continue to take our songs wherever it leads us. So we thank you for coming. We did run a little bit over time, but I think for Dr. K. Pace, it's well worth it. Yes. So this concludes our program part. At this particular time, we're heading over to the Stillwell School of the Arts, and she will receive friends and guests at the reception over there. So those people who have gotten their tickets, we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you again.
Let me just say thank you, Mr. Roro in the sound booth, and to the tech people in the back, all the students. Thank you so much to everyone. You know I love you, and I will be around keeping an eye out and always lifting you up in prayer. To everyone who spoke, everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love to all my students. Love you much. And we'll see you. Bye-bye.